Good morning, friends. We're gonna do some Junie B this morning, okay? You hear the birds singing this morning. It's so nice out. So I thought we'd come outside and read some Junie B this morning. We're gonna start on our third Junie B book, which is called Junie B. Jones and Her Big Fat Mouth. That's not very nice, is it? But that's the title of our book, Junie B. Jones and Her Big Fat Mouth. We're going to start with chapter 1. Chapter 1 is called Punishment. My name is Junie B. Jones. The B stands for Beatrice, except I don't like Beatrice. I just like B, and that's all. I go to kindergarten. My room is named Room 9. There are lots of rules in that place, like no shouting, no running in the hall, no butting the other children in the stomach with my head. My teacher's name is Mrs. She has another name too, but I like Mrs., and that's all. Last week, Mrs. clapped her hands real loud together. Then she made an announcement to us. Announcement is a school word for telling us something very important. Boys and girls, may I have your attention, please? Today is going to be a special day in Room 9. We're going to be talking about different careers that you can have when you grow up. Yeah, only guess what, I said. I never even heard of that word careers before, and so I won't know what we're talking about. Mrs. got squinty eyes at me. A career is a job, Junie B., she said, and please raise your hand before you speak. Then Mrs. talked about some careers, and she said Monday we were going to be called Job Day, and everybody in Room 9 would come to school dressed up like what kind of job they want to be. After that, Room 9 was very excited, except not for me, because I had a big problem, that's why. Yeah, only guess what, I said. I don't know what I want to be when I grow up, and so that means I can't come to school on Monday, and now I'll probably flunk kindergarten. Hooray! Shouted a mean boy named Jim. I made a fist at him. How'd you like a knuckle sandwich, Jim? I shouted right back, and Mrs. came over to my table. She bended down next to me. Please, Junie B., you simply must try to control yourself better in class. We've talked about this before, remember? Yes, I said nicely, only I don't like him. Just then, my bestest friend named Lucille, who sits next to me, stood up and fluffed her ruffly dress. I always control myself, don't I, teacher? She said. That's because my Nana taught me to act like a little lady, and so Junie B. Jones should act more like me. I made a growly face at her. I do act like a little lady, you silly bunny, Lucille, and don't say that again or I'll knock you on your can. Mrs. did a frown at me. Just kidding, I said very quick. Except for Mrs. kept on frowning and she gave me punishment. Punishment is the school word for sitting at the big table all by yourself, and everybody keeps on staring at you, and it makes you feel like PU. That's how come I put my head down on the table and I covered it with my arms, because punishment takes the friendly right out of you. And so at recess, I didn't speak to Lucille, and I didn't speak to my other bestest friend named Grace either. I just sat down in the grass all by myself and I watched Janitor paint the litter cans, and I played with a stick and an ant, and that's all. I hate Room 9, I said grumpily. Except for just then, I saw something very wonderful in the grass, and the name was 2 Cherry Lifesavers. Hey, I love those guys, I said. Then I picked them up quick and I blew off the germs, and I put them right in my mouth. Wait! Don't do that! Shouted a loud voice at me. Spit that out right now! I turned my head. It was Janitor. He was running at me speedy quick. His jingly keys were jangling all over the place. Spit that out, I said, he yelled again. And so then I spit the lifesaver on the ground, because the guy was scaring me, that's why. Janitor bended down right next to me. "I didn't mean to frighten you, sis," he said, "but I spotted a bunch of dirty candy in the grass, and I was gonna clean it up when I finished painting." He looked serious. "Don't you ever eat anything you find on the ground. Do you hear me? Not ever." "But I blowed off the germs," I told him. Janitor shook his head. "You can't blow off germs. Eating things you find on the ground is very, very dangerous." The janitor picked up the dangerous candy. "Now run along and play," he said. I did a big sigh. "Yeah, only I can't," I said, "because I shot off my big fat mouth in kindergarten, and then I got punishment, and I hate my bestest friend, Lucille." Janitor smiled a little bit sad. "Life's hard sometimes, isn't it, sis?" he said. I bobbed my head up and down. "Yes," I said, "life is P.U." Then Janitor patted me on the head and walked away. And so guess what? I just like Janitor, and that's all. Chapter 2, The Cop and Dr. Smiley. When we came in from recess, Mrs. was clapping her hands together loud again. "Boys and girls, please take your seats quickly. I've got a wonderful surprise for you." Then I got very excited inside my stomach because surprises are my favorite kind of things in the whole world. "Is it jelly donuts?" I shouted. Mrs. put her finger to her lips. That meant be quiet. "Yeah, only guess what? Jelly donuts are my most favorite kind of donuts, except I also like creamy kind, and the chocolate kind, and the kind with rainbow sprinkles on top." After that, my mouth got very watering and some drool fell on my table. I wiped it off with my sweater sleeve. Just then there was a knock on the door. Mrs. hurried to open it. "Hey, it's a cop!" I hollered, very excited. The cop came into room 9. He had on a blue shirt and a shiny badge, and shiny black boots, and shiny white motorcycle helmet. Mrs. smiled. "Boys and girls, I would like you to meet my friend, Officer Mike." Officer Mike is a policeman. "Who can tell me what policemen do?" "I can!" I called out. "They arrest people. Because one time some cops arrested a guy on my street, and so that means they made him take a nap, I think." Just then that Jim that I did not like laughed very loud. "They didn't arrest him," he hollered. "They arrested him. That means they took him to jail, and so your neighbor's a dirty, rotten jailbird." Then the other kids laughed too, so I hided my head. "Yeah, only I hardly even know that guy," I said to just myself. After that, Officer Mike took off his shiny white helmet and he told us some other stuff that cops do, like give our dads speeding tickets and arrest drunk guys. And he let us play with handcuffs and his shiny white helmet, except for the helmet was very big for my head and it covered my whole entire eyes. "Hey, who turned out the lights?" I said, because that was a funny joke, of course. Then another knock came at the door. This time, it was a lady in a long white jacket. She was carrying a giant red toothbrush. "Boys and girls, this is Dr. Smiley," said Mrs. "Dr. Smiley is a children's dentist." Dr. Smiley hung up some posters of teeth, and then she talked about tooth decay, and she said to brush your teeth at night and also in the morning. "Yeah, because if you don't brush in the morning, your breath smells like stink," I said. After that, I showed Dr. Smiley my wiggling tooth. "Losing baby tooth is exciting. Teeth is exciting, isn't it?" she asked. "Yes," I said, "except I don't like the part when you cry and spit blood." Dr. Smiley made a sick face. Then she passed out minty green dental floss, and all the kids in room 9 practiced flossing. Flossing is when you pull string through your mouth. Only, pretty soon an accident happened. That's because a boy named William winded his floss too tight, and his teeth and head got in a tangled knot ball, and Dr. Smiley couldn't undo him. Then Mrs. had to call Janitor Speedy quick, and so he run to room 9 and he shined a big giant flashlight in William's mouth. And then Dr. Smiley got the dangerous floss right out of there. Room 9 clapped and clapped. Dr. Smiley did a bow. Then Mrs. said that maybe some of us might like to dress up like a dentist or a police officer on job day. Yeah, only what if you don't like to get bloody teeth and give speeding tickets to dads, I asked. Mrs. rolled her eyes way up to the ceiling. Then she walked Officer Mike and Dr. Smiley out into the hall. And then room 9 started buzzing very loud. Buzzing is what you do when the teacher leaves the room. I'm going to dress up like an actress on job day, said a girl named Emily. I'm going to dress up like a princess, said my best friend Lucille that I hate. I did a giggle. I'm going to dress up like a bullfighter, I said. Then I ran speedy fast around the room and I butted that mean Jim in the stomach with my head. And guess what? I didn't even get caught. That's what. Friends, we'll start next time on Chapter 3, Me and My Big Fat Mouth. Have a great day. We'll see you. Bye.